Good morning. We're going to make a little dog today. And we've got our self-hardening clay. I use Marblex or Mexican clay. It's water-based, and before you buy it, though, you always want to open the carton and make sure it's soft. Push into the plastic surrounding the clay and make sure it's nice and soft. And you can buy it at art supply stores or craft stores. There's other types of water-based clay, but Marblex and Mexican clay are the ones I use the most frequently. Mexican clay tends to be red in color, and Marblex is either red or gray, like this color here. So we're going to make a dog. I'm going to just roll a ball of clay to start off with for the head of the dog. And the more pressure that you apply to the ball, assuming you're not pushing too hard, the smoother the ball will become. And so we got the ball there. Okay, so now we're going to form the eyes, make the eyes for the dog. Before we start, though, I'm going to just pull out a little bit on the one end of the clay to form a nose for the dog. Probably be more like a puppy, but we'll see how it looks when we finish it up. I'm going to look for the orientation that is most likely a dog's face, which seems to be right about there. Next, I'm going to take a wood sculpting tool. These tools generally come in a package of 5 or 6. They're different sizes and shapes. And this particular shape I like a lot. I use this tool all the time. Most of you know that watch my videos that I've been carrying this particular tool around with me for years. What I'm going to do here is form a eye socket by pushing into the clay with the tool, and then another one on this side. And I want them to be at about the same height, the same orientation. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to need 2 little balls for the eyeballs. So just roll it like that, and that will give you a little ball. You just press it into the eye socket. I've been doing my eyes like this for years, and people really like my eyes because they seem expressive. Are expressive, I should say. So there we have the eye sockets. Now I'm going to take the back of a small paintbrush. It's a paintbrush. And I'm going to create the pupils of the eye. And I'm going to have these looking down and to the left a little bit. Like that. It just makes it a little bit more interesting to have the eyes looking in a certain direction or something like that. Okay, now I'm going to take a little tiny noodle of clay. I roll the ball first, then I roll it to and fro, and that gives me a little noodle like that. And that's going to be the eyelid. Just press that into place there. And then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to blend the eyelid into the top of the head. And I'm going to do another for the other side. Now, if you do this when you're doing the eyes, if the eyelids are above the pupil, and basically the white of the eye is showing, then they'll look kind of angry. And that's kind of the case here. So what you can do is go back with the paintbrush tool, the back of the paintbrush, and just raise up that pupil a little higher, the top of it. And also imperfections in the eyelids can lend to other expressions, or maybe not imperfections, but just the shape of the eyelids can give the impression of other expressions than you might want, or you actually might like. So there we go. Now, dogs have a little eyebrow that goes right about there. So I roll 2 balls and press them into place right there. And they're just little lumps of flesh that dogs have. And now I'm taking my tool and I'm blending them into the head. If I don't blend them in, they can just fall off. When the clay starts to dry, they'll just fall off. So it's important to blend them in. There we go. So maybe change the size of that one. Okay. Now we're going to do the mouth. I'm going to just press in to the clay and create the sides of the mouth, and then the front. Okay. Now, what you can do is take a little noodle of clay to kind of give the mouth more depth. A little noodle of clay and put it on the top lip like this. Bring it around. It's a little short on the other side, so I have to add a little bit of clay to that. Just kind of flushes out the mouth. Now what we do is we take the tool here and blend it in at the top. We'll straighten it up here in a minute. So just smooth it with your finger. And then just cut it. Just sculpt it in a little bit with the tool. You don't have to do that, but it really looks better if you do it. I mean, if that's going to be kind of hard for you to deal with, if you're more advanced, then maybe you could do it. Okay. So it just makes it look more like a dog. That's the idea here, is we're making a dog. Okay. And now we're going to take a little ball of clay for the nose. Roll a ball. press it flat and put it on the front here. And then we can take the tool and blend that into the to the snoot. My eyes are getting duller and duller as I get older and older, and I have to take my glasses off to see. Okay, now we're going to take the back of a paintbrush here and make a little indentation and draw it over to the left or right. That's for the nostrils. Dogs have a little slit that runs off the side. That's why I do that. And if you don't do it, it'll look more like a pig. It'll look more like a pig. So there we go. Now let's just head excluding the ears. Okay, so now we'll set that aside for a minute and we're going to work on the base. We're going to roll a ball, press it flat, set that down. Maybe just round the sides a little bit. That's going to be the base for him to sit on. And then we're going to want a body. So we're going to roll a ball to start off with. And then if we roll the ball at one end, like this, it'll create more of a point, and that's going up to his neck. And you could also form it like this by squeezing. We want to make sure it's about the right size for his body, for his head. So that's about right. And when we join two big pieces of clay together, we want to take our knife and score where it's going, like that. Score the bottom of the dog's body, like that. And then take a paintbrush and some water and wet both sides. Actually, my water's over here. Okay, wet both sides and kind of turning it, press it together like that. There we go. Now for the head we'll do the same thing because we want it to be nice and sturdy. So we score, basically drawing lines in the clay, the body and the head. Take a little bit of water and screwing it and pressing. Okay, and then you can blend the head into the body. This dog looks a little bit like a beagle, seems to me. And get up underneath there too. It'll just give it some structural integrity. Yeah, he definitely looks like a beagle. Okay. Now we're going to add hips, the back hips. So we roll a ball. And squeeze it to make it a little bit thinner, and then put it into place here on the side. Get another ball, do the same thing, roll it. It's a little bit easier for me to roll it away from the camera. Squeeze it and put it into place. Then we have two little feet, the back feet. So roll a noodle like this. I'm going to put them turning inwards a little bit to add a little form, free form, relaxed form to the sculpture. And we'll roll another one, put it into place. We're kind of roughing this in right now. And then roll another ball. This is for the front legs. We're gonna sculpt this all in here in a minute, make it look a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, he looks like a beagle, but I'm inclined to put standing up ears on him, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to put standing up ears on him, so maybe he'll be like a little puppy German Shepherd type dog. And okay, that one's a little bit big. So I'm going to get it smaller. And if you flop one ear down, like some dogs, like my dog, her ears flop down like that. One ear usually flops down like that. I have a little pit bull puppy. And if you carefully tilt their head like this, adds a little whimsy to it. Boy, that hip is really big. Pull some of that out there. So we got the tail on there. It looks like a Jack Russell tail. So pointed upwards. Now, what we're going to do now is just sculpt it all in together and do a lot of blending and carving to make it all good and joined. Make sure it's all joined, because when it dries, if you don't do this, you stand the risk of it breaking apart on you. And when you finish it, you can paint it. If you look at some of the finishes that I have videos also on how to finish sculpture, you can do some of those finishes. The bronze finish is beautiful. It's just gorgeous, and I give the recipe for it and everything. Highly recommend it. The bone finish is nice. It's more of a lighter value. It's a lighter finish. Okay, so just going around and carving it and making it look, a little bit cleaner. It was pretty rough there for a minute. And now, let's see, get the ear here. So you get one floppy ear and his head is turned, tilted. It looks pretty cute, actually. Now we'll take a paintbrush, something a little bit bigger, and before we start doing this, we'll dab it on the cardboard. And the reason why is because, or a cloth or something, is because you don't want a lot of water on it, because it'll muddy everything up. And then you just go over it and just brush it until it becomes smooth. Just like that. You want to be especially careful around the eyes, because if you get a lot of water in the eyes, it'll mess them up, guaranteed. Just go around, smooth the entire sculpture. This takes a while, so I'm not going to do this entire part on video, but you can see how I'm doing it. Just be careful of the eyes. When you dip your brush, and what you can do, let me just show you real quick. When you're dipping your brush and you've got clay on it, you can go like this and it will get all the clay off the brush a lot faster. See, like that. See, the brush is clean now. Then I'll dab off the water, but I'll really dab it off. I really do not want a lot of water on my brush at all. And then I'll go ahead and start brushing. Staying away from detail like the eyes or the nostrils. Just be really careful around those, because you can mess them up. And if you're new to this and you've never done eyes like that and you got a good pair of eyes, you don't want to mess them up, because it's hard to go back and fix them. You can do it, but it's more difficult. So just go around and smooth everything out. And then you definitely want to sign your work. I always recommend signing your work. Put your name on it. Find a place that's fairly prominent, but not like right in the middle of everything, like right here. So I'll just go and sign my name on it. I might do it smaller if I was just this is just for demonstration purposes. But I would do it smaller probably, and put the year on there. There you go. That's how you make a dog. And just practice with that. Practice makes perfect. You'll get it. You take your time and practice. And there you are. If you ever have any questions, please let me know, and I'd love to help you out. And please subscribe to my channel and visit my website at jacobfolger.com. Thank you for watching.